Angie! Don't!
This has been a test of the NOAA weather radio tone and same alert systems. This test is conducted each Wednesday at 11 a.m. Programmed receivers are alerted for specific quantities. The event that severe weather is expected on Wednesday, or there is inclement weather, the test is postponed to the next fair weather day. This concludes this test of the NOAA weather radio and same alert systems. Haven National Laboratory in Upton, New York. The preceding signal was a test of the NOAA All Hazards Radio Public Warning System on station WXJ42 from Meriden, Connecticut. During potentially dangerous weather situations, specially built receivers can be automatically activated by the signal to warn of the impending 3 and the wind weather service at 11 a.m. each Wednesday. If there is a threat of severe weather, the test will be postponed to the next available good weather day. Reception of this broadcast, and especially the warning alarm, will vary at any given location. This variability, normally more noticeable at greater distances from the transmitter, can sometimes occur even though you are using a good quality receiver in good working order. To provide the most consistent and dependable warning service possible, the warning alarm will be activated for hazardous watches and warnings for all counties in the state of Connecticut, and for Nassau and Suffolk counties on Long Island in southeast New York. Once again, this was only a test. Heat advisory. This is a test of NOAA Weather Radio's warning alarm systems. The attention signals you just heard will automatically activate special receivers to warn of the impending hazard. Reception of this broadcast and the warning alarm feature will vary with distance from the transmitter. This test is conducted each Wednesday between 11 a.m. and noon, but may be postponed if there is hazardous weather in the region. In that case, the test will be held on the first available good weather day. We now return to our regular programming. Here is the official National Weather Service.
Hello, Burlington. Where'd you come from? It's the first one of the year for me. I missed friggin' Burlington today.
Partly sunny.
Yeah.
Impacted include Torrington, Thomaston, Litchfield, Northwest Torrington, Oakville, New Preston, Terryville, Cornwall Bridge, Woodbury Center, Watertown, Plymouth, Woodbury, Harwinton, Bethlehem, Washington, Goshen, Morris, Warren, Cornwall, and Bantam. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. Here is the forecast. Set. The marine forecast for Long Island Sound from New Haven and Port Jefferson East. The National Weather Service in Upton, New York has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for Central Fairfield County, Central Middlesex County, New Haven County, until 4:45 p.m. At 3:58 p.m., a severe thunderstorm was located over Oakville, or near Waterbury, moving southeast at 30 miles per hour. Hazard, 60 miles per hour wind gusts and penny-size hail. Source, radar indicated. Impact, expects damage to trees and power lines. This severe thunderstorm will be near Waterbury and Naugatuck around 4:05 p.m. Cheshire around 4:10 p.m. Camden and Bethany around 4:20 p.m. Wallingford around 4:25 p.m. North Haven around 4:30 p.m. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. The Marine Force.
Bring any t-shirt. This should not even be. You shouldn't have to be looking. Grab a t-shirt.
The camera's getting that alert. We good. Long stop. No.
20 miles per hour. Hazards include 60 miles per hour with gusts and quarter-size hail. Minor hail damage to vehicles is possible. Expect wind damage to trees and power lines. A severe thunderstorm will be near Waterbury and Naugatuck around 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Hampton around 7:05 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Wallingford around 7:10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Northgate around 7:15 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. North Branford around 7:25 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Guilford around 7:35 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Showers likely in the morning. Tonight, northwest winds 5 to 10 knots. Now for the official National Weather Service forecast time. Hampton around 7:05 p.m. Eastern. The water temperature was 65 degrees. Kentucky Buoy, wind southwest at 10 knots, and the water temperature was 55 degrees. In Georgia's Bank Buoy, wind northeast at 2 knots, and the water temperature was 63 degrees. The National Weather Service in Boston has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for southwestern Hartford County in northern Connecticut until 7:45 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. At 7:03 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm was located over northwest Norwayton, 47 miles southeast of Torrington, moving southeast at 40 miles per hour. Hazards include 60 miles per hour wind gusts. Expects damage to trees and power lines. Locations impacted include New Britain Island, Bristol, Suffington, Newington, Farmington, Berlin, Rocky Hill, Avon, Plainville, and Burlington River. The water temperature was 70 degrees. Here is the official National Weather Service for the National Weather Service in Upton, New York has issued a Danbury, cloudy, 79. In New Haven, cloudy, and 74. At Bridgeport, cloudy, and 77. And in Groton, cloudy, and 67. In New York State, the National Weather Service has issued severe thunderstorm watch number 337, effective until 1 a.m. Monday. This watch includes the following counties in New Jersey: Hampshire Road, Morris, Somerset, Suffolk, and Warren. Remember, a severe thunderstorm watch means that conditions are favorable for the development of severe weather, including a large hail and damaging winds. Even close to the
Train, Pennsylvania, great.
severe weather may not be imminent. Persons should remain alert for rapidly changing weather conditions and listen for later statements and possible warnings. Stay tuned to NOAA Weather Radio, broadcast radio and television outlets, or internet sources for the latest severe weather information. Partly sunny and 75.
KWO.
Washington, partly sunny, temperature 54. Coastal wind southwest and 33 gusting. Service forecast for northern Connecticut and southwest Massachusetts, including Hartford and Springfield, issued at 10:08 p.m., Sunday, June 14th. Overnight, mostly cloudy. A chance of showers and thunderstorms until midnight, then showers likely with a chance of thunderstorms. Patchy fog. Lows around 60. Southwest winds 10 to 15 miles an hour with gusts up to 30 miles an hour. Chance of rain 70%. Monday, sunny. Not as warm with highs in the upper 70s, except in the mid-70s above 1,000 feet. Northwest winds 5 to 10 miles an hour with gusts up to 25 miles an hour. Monday night, mostly clear. Lows in the lower 50s. Northwest winds 5 to 10 miles an hour with gusts up to 20 miles an hour. Tuesday, sunny. Highs in the upper 70s. Northwest winds around 5 miles an hour, becoming southwest in the afternoon. Tuesday night, mostly clear until midnight, then becoming partly cloudy. Lows in the mid-50s. Southwest winds around 5 miles an hour. Wednesday, mostly sunny. Highs around 80. South winds 5 to 10 miles an hour. Gusts up to 20 miles an hour in the afternoon. Wednesday night, partly cloudy until midnight, then becoming mostly cloudy. Southwest winds around 5 miles an hour. Wednesday, mostly sunny. Highs around 80. South winds 5 to 10 miles an hour. Gusts up to 20 miles an hour in the afternoon. Wednesday night, partly cloudy until midnight, then becoming mostly cloudy. Lows in the upper 50s. South winds 5 to 10 miles an hour. Gusts up to 20 miles an hour until midnight. Thursday, partly sunny in the morning, then becoming mostly cloudy. Occasional showers in the morning, showers likely in the afternoon. Highs in the lower 80s. South winds 15 to 20 miles an hour, gusts up to 35 miles an hour. Chance of rain 70%. Thursday night, mostly cloudy. A chance of showers. Lows in the lower 60s. Southwest winds 10 to 15 miles an hour, gusts up to 30 miles an hour. Chance of rain 50%. Tuesday, partly sunny. A chance of showers. Highs in the lower 80s. Winds 10 to 15 miles an hour, gusts up to 30 miles an hour. Chance of rain 30%. Friday, Sunday, mostly clear. Lows in the upper 50s. Highs in the lower 80s. Winds 10 to 15 miles an hour, gusts up to 30 miles an hour. Here are the latest keyword notices across 7 rain warnings 7 days. Showers and thunderstorms expected to both the southwest areas and the coasts. Prior astronomical fog activities found. High astronomical tides about to wipe out storm surge caused by the coastal flood or even high tides directly on the sea level. Higher seasonal temperatures and fluctuations forward by more unseasonably early in the work week. Here are the 10 observations for the Hartford metropolitan area. It rained there. It was partly cloudy. Temperature was 94 degrees. One 61. Precipitation at 63%. The wind was held at 13 miles an hour. Gusting to 21 miles an hour. Pressure was 28.67 inches and falling. Elsewhere around the region, in North Connecticut and Rhode Island, mostly cloudy. Temperature 75. Winds held.
Specially programmed receivers are alerted for specific watches. This concludes this test of the NOAA. This concludes this test of the NOAA weather radio and same alert systems. Here is This is the National Weather Service Office and Brookhaven National Laboratory in Upton, New York. The preceding signal was a test of the NOAA All Hazards Radio Public Warning System on station WXJ42 from Meriden, Connecticut. During potentially dangerous weather situations, specially built receivers can be automatically activated by the signal to warn of the impending hazard. Tests of the signal and receiver performance are normally conducted by the National Weather Service at 11 a.m. each Wednesday. From Stonington, Maine to Cape Elizabeth, Maine from 20. This broadcast, and especially the warning alarm, will vary at any given location. This variability, normally more noticeable at greater distances from the transmitter, can sometimes occur even though you are using a good quality receiver in good working order. To provide the most consistent and dependable warning service possible, the warning alarm will be activated for hazardous watches and warnings for all counties in the state of Connecticut, and for Nassau and Suffolk counties on Long Island in southeast New York. Once again, this was only a test. The marine forecast. test of NOAA Weather Radio's warning alarm systems. The attention signals you just heard will automatically activate special receivers to warn of the impending hazard. Reception of this broadcast and the warning alarm feature will vary with distance from the transmitter. This test is conducted each Wednesday between 11 a.m. and noon, but may be postponed if there is hazardous weather in the region. In that case, the test will be held on the first available good weather day. We now return to our regular programming.
Excessive runoff may result in flooding of small rivers, creeks, streams, and other locally influential locations.
Yep. There we go. First TOA since 2024. Of course it's...
National Weather Service has issued tornado watch number 352, effective until...
Yeah, NWXJ41. WXL34 is down, so...
Severe weather may not be imminent. Persons should remain alert for rapidly changing weather conditions and listen for later statements and possible warnings. Stay tuned to NOAA Weather Radio, commercial radio and television outlets, or internet sources for the latest severe weather information.
Wow.
The Hartford, Connecticut climate summary for yesterday, June 17th, 2026.
Well, when I said that, I meant first TOA. First TOA in the radio setup since 2024. I think I got one in March in New Jersey. Yeah, there you have it. TOA 352. Nice. TOR as I get home. Holy cow. That should be... Yes.
A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado with 5 miles per hour. The National Weather Service in Boston has issued a tornado warning for central Worcester County in
Oh boy. Yeah, the watch is still in there. The event's almost done. Well, I almost thought it was. That was an old thing.
until 10 p.m. Sudbury, Tilden, Ashland, Bellingham, Auburn, Northbridge, Hopkinton, Northborough, Oxford, Holliston, and Usbridge. The tornado warning for West Central Worcester.
Oh, let's go.
Contact your nearest law enforcement agency.
Nice. Good job, 120.
What? Minor flooding is forecast. Where? Swift River at Roxbury. When? From this evening to late tonight. Impacts at 9.0 feet. Flood water. Interstate Route 17 a few miles north of Byron Village Road. Additional details. At 7:30 p.m. Thursday, the stage was 7.8 feet. Forecast. The river is expected to rise to a crest of 8.6 feet this evening. It will then fall below flood stage late this evening. Flood stage is 8.0 feet. Now for the official national... Mansfield, Oak Glen, China, Belgrade. Tonight, southwest winds 5 to 10, sir. This includes Interstate 95 between mile markers 117. Repeating, a severe thunderstorm warning has been issued at 1:15 p.m. for the following counties in Maine: Kennebec, Somerset, and Waldo. June 21st. Frequency of 162.5. Observatory on the summit of Mount Washington. Chance of rain 70%. Cast for Sebago Lake. West today, light and variable winds becoming west around 5 miles per hour this afternoon. Waves less than 1 foot. Partly late this morning.
I freaking finally got it. The WSM 60 streams down this thing here.